Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 3rd of September 2023. In today's newspaper analysis, we are going to cover those articles that are important for the UPSC prelims and mains exam. So let us quickly look into those articles that are important. So these are the list of articles that we are going to cover in today's discussion. Apart from this, we are going to cover these many more articles as well. So let us talk about the first topic. This topic says Aditya L1 lifts off to study the sun. Okay. So in this article they have mentioned about the Aditya L1 mission. The Aditya L1 mission is the solar mission of ISRO. Okay. So through this mission we want to study about the sun. Okay. So let us study the first topic. So name of the topic is Aditya L1. Okay. It says Aditya L1. Aditya L1 lifts off to study the sun. Lifts off to study the sun. So we are going to understand about Aditya L1. Okay. So what is Aditya L1? What is Aditya L1? Basically Aditya L1 is a solar mission. Okay, it is a solar mission, and this mission has been launched, right? It has been launched by Indian Space Research Organization, right? We have already launched this thing. Now this has been launched using a launch vehicle which is known as PSLV. Okay, it is known as PSLV. PSLV stands for Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Okay, it stands for Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Okay, it has been launched through Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Now this Aditya L1 mission, right, in this Aditya L1 mission, we are going to understand about a very important concept, the concept related to Lagrange points. Okay, Lagrange point. So we will understand what are Lagrange points. And so between two heavenly bodies like the earth and the sun, there are basically 5 Lagrange points. Okay, there are 5 Lagrange points. Okay, so between earth and sun there are basically 5 Lagrange points. But this particular Aditya L1 has been launched into Lagrange point 1. Okay, it has been launched into Lagrange point 1. Okay, Lagrange point 1, which is in short known as L1. So we are going to understand what do we mean by Lagrange point first. We will understand about what are the payloads of Aditya L1 mission. We are going to understand all of it. Okay, so let us quickly look into what do we mean by Lagrange points. Okay, for understanding the Lagrange point, we need to understand about one important thing, that let's say this is the sun. Okay, let me draw the sun. Let's say this is the sun. Let me draw the earth, and let's say this is the earth. Okay, so I'll be drawing earth. This is earth, and from earth what we have launched, right? So let me write it. This is earth. Okay, this is sun. So earth and sun, right? So they are part of let's say earth revolves around the sun in a elliptical orbit. What kind of orbit? Elliptical orbit. And so so earth keeps on revolving around the sun. Now between earth and sun there is a point. This point is known as L1 point, means Lagrange point 1. What is the significance of this L1 point? If we put any spacecraft into this point, this spacecraft is going to experience zero gravity. It's going to experience zero gravitational pull. Okay, zero gravity from either of these bodies. Okay, it's going to experience zero gravity, means it will be in a state of stable equilibrium. Okay, it will be in a state of stable equilibrium, right, at this particular location. And also after we send this particular Aditya L1 into here, so it's going to, let's say revolve around a halo orbit. Okay, it's going to revolve around a halo orbit around L1 point. Now this Aditya L1 spacecraft has been launched by ISRO, and so as of now this spacecraft is, let's say, like, revolving around the earth. It is revolving around the earth. Okay, it is revolving around the earth, and we are doing orbit raising maneuvers. That orbit raising maneuvers will be conducted for about a period of 16 days. Okay, for about a period of 16 days. And how many maneuvers we want to do? We want to do 5 orbit raising maneuvers, and through these 5 orbit raising maneuvers we are going to raise its orbit. We are going to make its orbit to be highly elliptical. Okay, and after then this L1 spacecraft is going to, let's say, like, travel to a distance of 1.5 million kilometer. Okay, 1.5 million kilometer. 1.5 million kilometer means 15 lakh kilometer. Okay, 15 lakh kilometer. So it's going to travel. That 15 lakh kilometer from the surface of the earth to L1 point is 1%. Okay, it's 1% of the distance from earth to sun. Okay, let's say from earth to sun it is 100%. This particular distance from earth, surface of the earth to L1 point is 1.5 million kilometer. It means it is 15 lakh kilometers. So it is just 1% of the sun. So we are placing this particular thing over here. We are placing this Aditya L1 over here. So we know the distance. How much time it is going to take? It is going to take about, right? It is going to take time of about, let's say, 110 to 125 days. Okay. So this will be the time period. So this much time will be required by Aditya L1 to actually reach the Lagrange point 1. Now the question arises that between two bodies, right, between two bodies, how many Lagrange point exist, right? So one Lagrange point is L1, second Lagrange point is L2 that exists here. Third Lagrange point is L3, right, over here. Fourth Lagrange point will be L4, okay, it will be L4. Then fifth Lagrange point will be L5. So 5 Lagrange point exist. Why we have kept it at L1 point? Because from L1 point, this Aditya L1 will have a direct visibility to the sun. There will not be any object that's going to hinder its, let's say, visibility. Means even the earth is not going to come between L1 and the sun. Means it is not going to experience any kind of eclipse, like solar eclipse. Okay, it is not going to experience. So that's the importance of this thing. Now they are saying that they have launched Aditya L1 mission. So over here they have also mentioned about the payloads. What are payloads? Payloads are the scientific instruments that are inserted into the, let's say, like a spacecraft that we are sending. So there are 7 payloads, and those 7 payloads are mentioned over here. Okay, in this article they have mentioned. What is important for you? You need to remember the name of these payloads. Okay, these payloads along with their capability is mentioned over here. So 4 of these payloads are remote sensing payloads. Then the remaining 3, they are in situ payloads. Okay, so name of the payloads is important. So I am going to read the name of the payload so that you can also remember it. Number 1, visible emission line coronagraph. Okay, VELC. So this is for this will be used to study, to see the to capture the image of the corona of the sun. Then second one is solar ultraviolet imaging telescope, which is in short known as SUIT. Third, solar low energy X-ray spectrometer. In short, it is known as SOLEX. And the fourth, high energy L1 orbiting X-ray spectrometer. In short, it is known as HELIOS. Apart from this, there are 3 in situ payloads also. They are Aditya Solar Wind Particle Experiment, ASPEX. Then next, Plasma Analyzer Package for Aditya. In short, it is known as PAPA. Then we have Advanced Triaxial High Resolution Digital Magnetometers. So these are the payloads that will be that are inserted into the Aditya L1. Okay, these are the payloads. So with this, let us move to the next topic. This topic is also important. So in this article, we are going to understand about the irrigation system that happens in India. So this topic says 3/4 of India's irrigation sources run on electricity. So when we talk about 3/4, okay, it means 3/4 means 3 upon 4, okay. It means, okay, 3/4, it means 75%, okay, it means 75%. Means 75% of irrigation sources, they run on electricity. Means, for example, like if you have a, let's say if you have a field, okay, if you have a field where you have some crops, right, you have some crops, and for those crops you need to give water. So how do you get the water? One way is like, you know, for getting the water, you can either get the water from river channels. If this is not there, you are going to use the groundwater. What you are going to use? You are going to use groundwater, okay, you are going to use groundwater. And how do we get groundwater? By having bore wells, okay. So we use bore wells, okay, bore wells. I mean, like, you know, we use motors and all to extract groundwaters. And if we want to extract groundwaters, we can have different types of energy sources to run these bore wells. Like, you know, there can be many alternatives. One of the alternative means like solar powered, okay, solar powered bore well. You can have wind power also, wind powered bore well. You can have, let's say, like, you know, diesel operated, okay, you can have diesel operated, DIE, diesel operated, let's say, like, you know, diesel operated systems. And then you can have electricity run thing, okay, you can use electricity also, right, electricity run motors. So in this article they have said that 75% of all the bore wells that are used in India are using electricity, okay. So recently a survey was conducted across different states in India. These states include Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, etc. So among all these states, Uttar Pradesh is the state that uses the largest number of, let's say, electricity run bore wells, okay, largest number of electricity run bore wells. So in this article they have mentioned about let's say survey that was conducted. This is known as minor irrigation census, okay, it is known as minor irrigation census, in short it is known as MIC. This minor irrigation census has been conducted by the Union Jal Shakti Ministry, okay. So like, you know, we used to have a Department of Drinking Water, etc. ministry. That ministry has been renamed as Union Jal Shakti Ministry. They have conducted a survey, and according to that survey they have come up with this data. And they talk about, let's say, like, you know, this minor irrigation, like how do people do. So there are huge number of minor irrigation projects across India in different states. So like, you know, here in this article they have mentioned about it. So it says, according to the 6th minor irrigation census, there were 23.14 million schemes in the country, with Uttar Pradesh possessing the largest share, followed by Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, okay. So topmost state is Uttar Pradesh, then we have Madhya Pradesh, and then Maharashtra, and then we have Madhya Pradesh, okay. This is the thing in this article they have mentioned about this, okay, irrigation of all kind of, let's say, like, you know, fields. Now with this, like, we came to another topic. This topic is also equally important. Now it says G20 Sherpas to sit for final round of pre-summit negotiation from today. Now we need to understand what is the meaning of Sherpa, okay. So Sherpas are the diplomats, okay, they are diplomats. Diplomats means they are high level officials who are appointed by governments of G20 country. Means from India, right, India has also appointed a Sherpa, and his name is Amitabh Kant, okay. So Amitabh Kant, he is the Sherpa for India, the high level official or diplomat. And from other G20 members, they have appointed their own Sherpas, and they are negotiating them among themselves. They are negotiating about the final outcome document. So once the G20 summit happens, right, in September, in the month of September, from 8th to 10th of September, that time the leaders of the G20 countries are going to participate. They are going to talk to one another. They are going to exchange the memorandum of understanding related thing, and they are going to come up with a joint declaration, joint document related to the G20 summit. Now before that, these Sherpas negotiate among themselves, they discuss among themselves what are the things that are needed, what are the things that can be included, that cannot be included. So that kind of, let's say, discussion is happening between the leaders, between the, let's say, Sherpas of different countries. And India's Sherpa, Mr. Amitabh Kant, has said that, like, you know, like almost all the countries are joining. However, only 3 countries will not be participating in this summit. Like, what are those 3 countries? One will be Russia. Okay, Russia is not going to participate there. Why? Because of, let's say, ongoing war with the Ukraine. So the Russian president is not going to participate in the G20 summit. Then Mexico, the, let's say, like the president or prime minister of Mexico. So, like, you know, he has, like, you know, Mexico's president, he has never participated in any of the G20 summits since he came into power. So he is going to, let's say, continue with the same trend line. He is not going to participate. However, let's say, has nominated one of his finance minister to participate in G20 summit. Then related to China, the Chinese president, Mr. Xi Jinping, he has not confirmed whether he is going to participate or he is not going to participate. So far, he has not released any kind of, let's say, detailed information related to this. Since India is hosting the G20 summit, it has invited all the participating countries, all the G20 members, to participate in the G20 summit. And earlier also we have discussed that G20 summit is one of the most important summits that is going to happen in India, because India is currently having the presidency of G20, okay? And during this summit, like, many cultural things are also happening, okay? So those things we have discussed in our previous The Hindu newspaper articles, alright? So in this article they have mentioned about it, so you can read about it in your free time as well. So with this, let us move to the next topic, okay? Now, this topic is again important. It says Pragyan completed its task over safely parked, okay? Pragyan completed its task, rover safely parked and set into the sleep mode, says ISRO, okay? So this topic is important, so I am going to help you to understand some concepts also related to this topic. So let me write down the name of the topic, okay? So in this topic they have mentioned about Pragyan, okay? They have mentioned about Pragyan. So, like, you know, this is the heading of the topic. Now, what is Pragyan? Pragyan is the rover module, okay? It is the rover module, okay? It is the rover module of Chandrayaan 3 mission, okay? Of Chandrayaan 3 mission, okay? It is the rover module of Chandrayaan 3 mission. So what is rover module? Rover module is something that is going to, let's say, walk on the surface of the moon, okay? This has, let's say, 4 wheels. So, like, you know, it walks on the surface of the moon, it travels on the surface of the moon, it collects samples, okay? It collects samples. And after collecting sample, it also does in situ chemical analysis, okay? In situ chemical analysis. And after doing in situ chemical analysis, what this rover does, this rover sends the data, okay? It sends the data, okay? It sends data to the lander module, okay? To the lander module. And this lander module sends the information to the earth based ground stations, okay? Earth based ground stations, okay? Earth based ground stations. Now when we talk about Chandrayaan 3 module, so, like, let's say this is the moon, okay? This is the moon. What we have done, we have sent the Chandrayaan 3 on the surface of the moon. Where? In the south pole of the moon, somewhere here, okay? So this is, let's say, this is south pole, this is north pole. So we have sent Chandrayaan on the south pole of the moon, okay? On the south pole of the moon. And this Chandrayaan 3 mission has been launched by Indian Space Research Organization, okay? It has been launched by Indian Space Research Organization. It had 3 objectives. One of the objective is to make a soft landing, of the lander module on the south pole of the moon that we have achieved. Second objective is to demonstrate the capacity of the rover to rove on the surface of the moon. That we have let's say achieved. Third objective was to conduct in situ chemical analysis on the surface of the moon. That has also been achieved. Now what has happened, the moon has a sidereal day which is equivalent to 14 earth days. Okay, moon has a sidereal day which is equal to 14 earth days. So like we need to understand about this concept also, the concept of sidereal day. Okay, the concept of sidereal day. Okay, so one sidereal day, 1 SD sidereal day will be equal to 14 earth days. Okay, it is equal to 14 earth days. So since we have made a landing on 23rd of August, it has been 14 days now. Now they have, let's say, turned off the rover module. Rover has, let's say, traveled almost about 100 meters on the surface of the moon. After then they have turned off, because the moment when it was, let's say, made landing, so that day, at that time, let's say it was sunrise time on the surface of the moon. So 14 days has happened. Now it will be sunset, and sunset is going to be there for about 14 days. And after then we will try to, right, we will try to restart the rover module, right, on the surface of the moon. And once it is restarted, we can get more information from the rover. If it does not restart again, in that case, the mission has accomplished its tasks so far. Okay, so the thing is, it needs energy. So it has, let's say, solar panels on the rover module. Okay, so that's the thing. So having understood this topic, let us now move to the next topic. Okay, this topic says over half Sri Lankan people, it says over half of Sri Lankan people vulnerable. So recently a survey was conducted by the United Nations Development Program, which is known as UNDP. So UNDP has recently conducted a survey in Sri Lanka to see the welfare of the people over there, and they have identified that more than 12 million of 22.16 million strong population are facing challenges in education, health, living standards as a result of economic crisis. We know last year Sri Lanka has, let's say, faced economic crisis because of balance of payment related issues. It was not able to repay to the creditors, like those people and country who have lended to Sri Lanka. They were not able to repay. So there was a balance of payment crisis for Sri Lanka. At that point of time, Sri Lanka has sought support and help from the World Bank and International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund, right? The International Monetary Fund has supported Sri Lanka in March 2023. Okay, it has supported Sri Lanka. It has given some amount, and it has also asked Sri Lanka to, let's say, restructure its economy. So that restructuring thing is known as conditionalities of the International Monetary Fund. Indian government has also faced similar issue in 1991. That time the International Monetary Fund has helped us. It has supported us. And we were able to restructure our economy, and now we are at a very, very, very better place as compared to that time. Okay. Now Sri Lanka is facing this issue, and according to the survey that was conducted, okay, so they have identified multidimensionally vulnerable population, means more than half of their population are, let's say, facing lot of problems, lot of crises related to, let's say, maintaining their living standard. Those people do not have money to borrow food, and the food has become so costly over there. Okay, so that's the thing. So recently, they have conducted this survey, and they have conducted this survey, means United Nations Development Program, along with another institution which is known as CITRA Social Innovation Lab. Okay, this is the thing. And recently, UNICEF has also pointed out high malnutrition levels among Sri Lankan children last year. Okay, so this is the thing. With this, let us move to the next topic now. This is another topic. This topic is important, right, for us to understand. It says using artificial intelligence on X-rays, right? Using artificial intelligence on X-rays can detect more TB cases. Now TB means tuberculosis, and India has a huge burden of tuberculosis. We also have a end TB program, means we wanted to end TB by the year of 2025. However, recently it has been reported that many cases go undetected, huge number of cases undetected, because people do not, let's say, understand the kind of let's say symptoms that they develop over time, right? So recently there was an institution, I mean like a private company, that has developed an algorithm. That algorithm is AI based. This algorithm is artificial intelligence based, and name of the algorithm is the QXR algorithm. Okay, so name of the algorithm is QXR algorithm. Okay, this QXR algorithm. So using this QXR algorithm, they can identify whether a person has TB or not within minutes, within seconds in fact. Okay, and their system, this particular system has been accepted by different state governments in India, and many private entities, private hospitals have also adopted the AI based, let's say, X-ray detection algorithm and system. Now the government of India has also approved the usage of this thing, and central government is also thinking of procuring this particular, let's say, the system for like identification of tuberculosis. Okay, so this is the thing. Now systematic screening for TB for early diagnosis is an important anti-TB strategy. Okay, so now they have said that QXR also meets the WHO requirement with more than 90% sensitivity and more than 70% specificity in people older than 15 years. So this is the thing. In this article they have talked about the QXR algorithm. The QXR means, like in prelims exam, they may ask about the QXR algorithm has been in news related to which of the following. Okay, so you can simply mention that like it has been in news related to what? Detection of tuberculosis. That's the thing. So with this we came to another topic. This topic is again important. It says community radio stations lends an ear to palliative care patients. Now let us understand, okay, let us understand about this topic. So like community radio stations, and then they have mentioned about palliative care. So we need to understand what do we mean by palliative care. Okay, what is the meaning of palliative care? Palliative care means care for older people. Okay, care for older people, and sometimes this is also associated with terminally ill patients. Okay, it is also associated with terminally ill patients. Means those people who are older, they do have one or other health problems. There are people who are, let's say, like about to die. I mean, like, there are people who have those diseases that are incurable. So they are known as terminally ill people. So for caring those people, there is a requirement of round the clock support for them. And also there is a requirement of psychological counseling. There is a requirement of, let's say, interacting with them on a regular basis. So that palliative care or care for the older people requires a lot of attention. It's a different division of care altogether. So the thing is, like, it needs awareness among the healthcare facilities, among the hospitals, doctors and all. So recently there was an initiative. This initiative has been taken by a community run radio station. Okay, so community radio station is being run, and this community radio station is being run by an NGO. Okay, it is being run by an NGO, and they are running a program where they are, let's say, like interacting with the terminally ill patients. They are interacting with those patients who need palliative care, and they share one or other important information with those patients on a regular basis. Means it's not only for interacting with the patients, it's also sharing various information to them, and they are doing it through different programs. Okay, and this initiative has been taken in the state of Kerala. Okay, this initiative, it is perhaps the first of its kind initiative in Kerala. Okay, so it is being done through community radio, and it is operated by Pain and Palliative Care Trust. And at this point of time, let's say, like, they have more than 10,000 registered patients. Okay, and many of these patients are cancer patients. Okay, so, like, this organization is supporting. So this is one of the good initiative that we can learn about You can mention about it in your mains answer whenever you mention about, let's say, palliative care. You can talk about this example, okay? You can talk about this example there. Then we have another topic. This topic says cells with minimal genome can evolve as fast as normal cells, okay? So now in this article we need to understand about a concept which is minimal genome, okay? We need to understand about minimal genome. So basically we know that, like, there are single cellular organism, there are multicellular organism, okay, and also those organisms who have multiple cells, right? So they have, let's say, every cell is so complex that it has so many things inside the cells of human beings, right? So like this may happen in case of animals also, but the minimal genome means, minimal genome is that genome that has only those things inside the cell that are necessary for supporting life. For example, let's say there is a cell, for example, there is a cell. So like, I'll take the example of a normal cell first, okay, normal cell. Let's say, normal cell. Let's say there is a cell like this, it has so many components in it. Some of these components are helpful for life, for the life of the cell. Other components are not that necessary. If I talk about minimal genome, so this minimal genome will have only those components that are necessary for life, okay. So recently researchers have conducted a research where they have identified that minimum cells with minimal genome can evolve as fast as normal cells, means like they can also evolve, they can also grow as fast as normal cells. So this is all, like in this article they have not mentioned about any further studies and all, so they have just discussed about it in detail, okay. So this is the thing, this is the crux of the article, right. So Sunday Science and Technology comes with lot of science, let's say Sunday's newspaper comes up with lot of science and tech related topics. So it is important that you should learn about it, okay. Now this is another topic, it says Operation Gaja shines a spotlight on Chittoor's Kumkis. Now this topic is related to man-animal conflict, okay, this is related to man-animal or man-elephant conflict. I am writing man-animal conflict to make it more broad-based. So like one elephant, I mean like this elephant was a wild elephant. This elephant, let's say, like, came out of its place and like it started moving here, there and all. During its way, it has killed many people. It has killed a lady, it has killed like, many people, and it has damaged many crop fields also. So like, these mahots along with these trained animals, so they and the forest officials, they started searching operation, okay, to identify where it is located, where this animal is located, and they have been able to identify. And after then, let's say, like, they have tranquilized this particular elephant, and these two elephants, means like, which are, let's say, like, trained, right, these two elephants have also helped this elephant to, let's say, come along and all. So there was an operation to rescue the elephant and also the operation to tranquilize this particular elephant. This elephant is also fine now. So this operation that was conducted by the Andhra Pradesh government, okay, is known as Operation Gaja. So this is, they have just mentioned about this operation, which is Operation Gaja. Now we have another topic. This is the last topic for the day. We are going to understand about this topic. This is perhaps one of the most important topics, although it is last, but perhaps one of the most important topics. It says what drives the process of atlantification in the Arctic seas, okay. To understand this topic, we need to understand about this map, the map that is there on the lower portion of the, let's say, like, screen. So in this map, we have included the, let's say, like, details of the continents and the oceans, okay. So one of the ocean is Atlantic Ocean that we can see over here. So this Atlantic Ocean, I mean, like, passes through the equator. I mean, like, so there are portions of Atlantic Ocean that passes through equator. And generally the waters of Atlantic Ocean is more warm as compared to waters of Arctic Ocean, because Arctic Ocean is on the North Pole if it is on the North Pole, so its water is cold, okay, and also the Arctic Ocean, I mean like it has many ice forms, it has glaciers and all. But because of, let's say, movement of water current from Atlantic Ocean to Arctic Ocean and from Arctic Ocean to Atlantic Ocean, so the warm water, let's say, moves from Atlantic Ocean to Arctic Ocean. It leads to atlantification, means warm water is moving to cold water, and it is, let's say, like, you know, changing the environmental patterns over there. It is, let's say, like, you know, melting the ice. It is having many effects in the Arctic Ocean. This particular term is known as atlantification. And movement of water, I mean like, you know, hot water from here, cold water from there, right, cold water from there, it is known as Arctic dipole, okay, this is known as Arctic dipoles. And this pattern is associated with anticyclonic winds over the North America and cyclonic winds over Eurasia, and it affects the inflow of water from the North Atlantic through this Fram Strait, okay. So in this article they have talked about the atlantification, so it is important, we need to understand about atlantification. Atlantification means hot water from Atlantic moves to Arctic Ocean, and it affects the ocean water in the Arctic Ocean, okay. So like it leads to melting of ice, it leads to warming of the Arctic Ocean and all, okay. So in this article, like, you know, we have included some image also, you can go through it in your free time to understand how the water current flows, right, how the water current flows. If you are a student from geography, you understand about it, right. So with this, we have also included some other images, okay, for your in your free time you can go through it, you can understand how the things happen, right. So that's all from my side for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.